Well, the recent wave of violent attacks against Israelis in their own nation have raised the question of whether a third Intifada is on the way. And while Israelis are well acquainted with the term, other people around the world may have a harder time understanding what Intifada means and how it's linked to the violence. CBN News' Ephraim Graham breaks it down for us so we can understand the situation better and how we should be praying.
Intifada is an Arabic word for uprising. It's been used to describe revolts by Palestinians living in Israel. The first Intifada happened in the 80s and early 90s. The second took place from 2000 to 2004. It is important to know, these uprisings were not spontaneous. Each happened as a result of Palestinian leadership teaching its people to hate the Jews. This strategy is then spread through the education system and the media. This latest violence has been labeled by some as the third Intifada. It began last month when Palestinian leader Mahmoud Abbas said the Jews' dirty feet shouldn't go on the Temple Mount, the holy site sacred to Jews and also Muslims. Almost each uprising begins after Palestinian leaders spread the rumor Jews are going to ban Muslims from the Temple Mount. While this is completely untrue, it achieves the desired result of unrest. So, what's new this time around? The advent of social media.
It's like all of a sudden we went you have an explosion, so to speak, of stabbings in Israel. And that's not by accident.
Not only are calls to violence being spread online, so is misinformation. Take a look at these online posts like this with Israeli officers pointing guns toward a Palestinian kid, a cartoon that can be interpreted, "May God fill the hearts of Jews with fear." As you can imagine, this is only one side of the story. You're not being told the story of Palestinians armed with guns and knives and taking after and trying to attack Israeli police officers. So failing to tell the full story, that could certainly lead to more violence. Chris Mitchell, our bureau chief in Jerusalem, reminds us how we should pray.
Pray for the peace of Jerusalem, to pray that these attacks would be stopped, to pray that the hearts and the minds of people would change so they don't think they have to go ahead and do these kind of suicide attacks just in the name of religion, the name of Allah.
Now, if you'd like to learn more about this conflict and what is happening in Israel, simply log on to cbnnews.com and click on the Inside Israel tab. Ephraim Graham, CBN News.